In online freelancing, the number one and topmost question is how do I get my first job or first client, right? But what is the second hottest question? I think most of you will agree that the second hottest question is how do I get my money? In the Upwork platform, there are several methods available to get my earnings. However, what is the best method to get my money? How long does it take for the funds to arrive at my bank? Which method is fastest? Which method has the least fees and charges? And which method is most convenient? To answer these burning questions, we will show you a complete walkthrough of the 3 most common methods used by freelancers to withdraw their funds from Upwork. The 3 withdrawal methods we will be going through are: first, Upwork to local bank; second, Upwork to PayPal, then to local bank; and third, Upwork to Payoneer, then to local bank. If you're not using the Upwork platform for your freelance work, this guide can still be useful for you, since normally other freelancing platforms use almost the same type of withdrawal methods. By the way, I'm in the Philippines. The local bank I'll be using in these examples is Bank of the Philippine Islands, and so I will be getting my funds in Philippine peso. You may use any local bank, but incoming remittance fees and charges may differ, so make sure you check on that first. Pending funds for hourly contracts normally become available at 8 a.m. on Wednesdays, Philippine Standard Time. We will break this topic into 3 episodes. In this episode, we will walk you through the first method, which is withdrawal from Upwork to local bank, or what they call direct local transfer. This is a complete walkthrough, so we will be showing you every step, every transaction, every notification, every email we get, and of course the actual money that arrives in my bank account. Of course, we will cut the waiting time in these presentations. So time check, it is 8 a.m. Wednesday, April 5, Philippine Standard Time. First, we log into Upwork. I normally go to Reports, then Overview, and then to Available Funds, and click on the Get Paid Now button. On the Get Paid Now page, you'll see the different payment methods available to you. This depends on what you have set up on your account. In my case, I have the options to transfer my earnings to Payoneer, PayPal, or bank account. If you need help with adding different payment methods, check out the help section of Upwork, where you can find the step-by-step instructions. For today's walkthrough, I will request a transfer to my local bank account, which is my BPI account. For the purpose of this walkthrough, I will transfer only $20 to my local bank account. Upwork charges a service fee of 99 cents, and so $19.01 will be the amount forwarded to my local bank. Take note that the exchange rate shown here is from the previous business day. This is not the exchange rate that will be used on this transaction that I'm doing now. We will only know the exchange rate for this transaction when I receive the email from Upwork notifying that the transfer has been processed, or by checking this page tomorrow. Now going back to my mailbox, here's the notification email that I received right away after requesting the local funds transfer. Later, I will receive another email notifying that the payment has been processed. Okay, time check, it's 11:14 p.m., still April 5 Wednesday, Philippine Standard Time. Upon logging into Upwork, I have a notification that the payment has been processed. And when I check my email, I have the same notification which was actually received at 9:53 p.m. As we can see here, it shows the details of the dollar amount that was transferred, which is $19.01. The Philippine peso amount that I will receive, which is 930 pesos and 73 centavos. And on this email, we now know the exchange rate that was used, which is 48 pesos and 96 cents per US dollar. The expected date of delivery is April 10, 2017, according to this email, but normally it arrives sooner. I'll be monitoring my bank account to see when the amount will get credited. Okay, time check, it's now Friday, April 7, 5:16 a.m. Upon checking my bank account, it's showing that my balance has updated. Let's check the transaction history. If we scroll down to April 6, we see here a CO credit payroll amounting 930 pesos and 73 cents. Take note that this is the same amount forwarded by Upwork. No deductions or incoming remittance fees. Now, if you are using a different bank, there may be an incoming remittance fee. As of today, Upwork still has a special partnership with BPI, BDO, and Standard Chartered Bank. So these banks will not charge incoming remittance fees for Upwork transfers. So how long did it take? Remember, I requested this withdrawal on April 5 around 8 a.m. from Upwork, and based on the transaction history of my bank account, the money arrived on April 6, Thursday. In my experience, normally the money arrives Thursday night when I check via the BPI mobile app. But the transaction history becomes updated only after the nightly system refresh of the BPI website. So roughly, it takes around 1.5 to 2 days for the funds to show up in my local bank account. All I have to do now is grab my ATM and withdraw some cash. So what are the pros and cons of the local funds transfer method? Well, first of all, it's convenient because the process is very straightforward. Also, the dollar funds from your Upwork account go direct to your local bank and gets converted automatically to your local currency. The turnaround time is normally around 1.5 to 2 days, based on my experience, which is not bad. Another good thing with this method is there's no incoming remittance fee when the funds arrive at your local bank. The downside with this method is you will not know the exchange rate before or during the withdrawal transaction. Each withdrawal method has its advantages and disadvantages, so make sure you do your research and use the method that works best for you. For the fees and exchange rates comparison, I will have to discuss it in a separate episode because it will involve collecting and comparing exchange rate data and service fees involved with the other methods. This will tell us which method involves the lowest fees, or in other words, yields the highest amount ending up in your bank account. I will provide the link as soon as I have the video published. I would recommend that you actually set up several different payment methods in your Upwork account so you can try out for yourself which is most convenient and most cost effective. And this way, you will also have a backup payment method in case one of them is having a problem. On the next episode, I will walk you through the second method, which is withdrawal from Upwork to PayPal, then to local bank account.